Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
And I welcome you to this one-on-one session by Kingmakers IAS Academy. And
Thank you, sir.
this one-on-one will be certainly unique. I promise you. It will be a different experience altogether. Because the idea here is just not prod the candidate, test his intellectual prowess, ask this and that. No, the very idea is to create, first of all, the confidence in the candidate. And there are certain ways where the perspectives, different perspectives are available. So we try to put those perspectives in possession. That will help the candidate to face the interview question in a better manner. This is the very objective of the program, right? So this, my name is S.S. Chavahar. I belong to 1984 batch Tamil Nadu cadre. I retired as a principal secretary. And I'm in the trade almost for the past 12 years after my retirement. So this is just an intro about me. And this structure is like this. Initially, you'll start with your DAP, then your current affairs question. Then we go for doubt clearance session. Normally in a mock, we either get a beautiful remarks, or either you get saddening remarks. Lead you to kind of depressive mood or a mode, whatever you call it. But here we can have those kind of things that clear. We try to polish out those extra fitting that may not suit in an interview. That's the idea. And then next we'll give the feedback and the suggestion. But I just before getting into the subject, I want your optionals. Kritika.
So it's anthropology.
Anthropology. Okay. How about your hobbies?
So cubism, painting, and listening to short stories.
Cubism, painting, and short stories.
Yes, so listening to short stories.
Listening. Okay, good. Fine. You kindly introduce yourself to the panel members.
Sir, my name is Kritika Nograia. I am 25 years old. I come from Karera in district Shivpuri, Madhya Pradesh. I graduated in computer science engineering. My optional is anthropology, and my hobbies include cubism, painting, and listening to short stories.
Very good. And you come from Karera. Karera
Yes,
has both historical and cultural background. Can you tell me some 2-3 interesting points of both?
So Karera was a bastion of Parmar kings. So there is a fort, and it was established by Raja Karanhar, and it's named after him. So Karera also has Sonchiraiya Wildlife Sanctuary. However, now the talks are there of denotifying it because of no sighting of the bird. Apart from this, Sir, Karera boasts good number of tribal Saharia hamlets. They are particularly vulnerable tribal groups, and the highest concentration of them is in Shivpuri district as well as in Karera town.
And Shivpuri district you belong to has certain specific issues. Maybe I don't know, but it is for you to explain to me some 3 major issues, major problems, or the kind of challenges the city faces. The district faces.
Yes, sir. So the first issue is low level of industrialization. It is primarily an agrarian districts, and there are not many industries in Shivpuri. So the second is the low productivity of croplands because of the terrain, that is plateau terrain. So the productivity of croplands is low. And sir, the third one would be the connectivity. The railway connectivity from Shivpuri is not good. It is mainly concentrated, the trade is concentrated by the road, but if we include railway connectivity, it could be done better. And sir, apart from this, definitely the tribal issues is there, the particularly vulnerable tribal groups that are there in Shivpuri.
Can you tell me why PVTG has been created?
Sir, the idea of PVTGs was propounded by Thebar Commission. when they saw that among all the tribal groups, there are some tribes which are more backward, more isolated, and have more primitive characteristics. So 75 tribal groups were identified, and they were first named primitive tribal groups and then PBTGs.
Recently, to kind of ensure that overall development of the PBTG, some program has been brought in by the Prime Minister. Can you tell me what is that?
Yes, sir. So PM Janman scheme was launched. It focuses on the overall holistic development of PBTGs.
What do you mean by the holistic development?
Sir, it encompasses.
How do they ensure that?
Yes, sir. Sir, the PM Janman scheme focuses on saturation of already available schemes in a more efficient manner. And in holistic development, all the socio-economic and health criteria are included. For example, livelihood, education, the living conditions that are there, and the health facility, reproductive health care, etc.
You finished it?
Yes, sir. So should I?
Yeah.
Should I elaborate?
You made an abrupt end, so I couldn't judge whether you have finished it. So when you make a soft landing, whenever you complete it, make that you're completing it. And sometimes what happens, abruptly we'll stop, so they do not know whether to wait or go ahead, right?
Yes.
That's the idea. Okay, that's natural in any way, but we try to avoid that. And
yes,
this PVTG, it's a very nice improvement to don't put them in a kind of a one fit all size program, but rather give them all the schemes. So they try to put all the schemes to them, and if it fits, they are allowed to have that. So that's a very good approach. And indeed, in Tamil Nadu we have a scheme like that, where it is not meant for, because we don't have major tribal groups here as such, excepting a few, 2 groups are there. And but where they are doing, it's something like where they identify people. The officers go and identify from each village. They'll bring about certain numbers, irrespective of their caste, creed, community. They will be made an overall development. If they don't have a house, then we'll induct them in the housing scheme. If they don't have education, then they'll be put into the education institution. So that way, this is almost like when I saw this has been copied by some bureaucrat and suggested. This is how schemes come up. Very good.
Yes.
And you studied in ITBP school. Is it that Indo-Tibetan border school?
Yes, sir.
Are they running the school?
Sir, it's a Kendriya Vidyalaya, but Karera has one of the largest training and recruitment center of ITBP. Very so good. That is why it is affiliated with that.
You are not inspired by seeing ITBP and you wanted to become an IPS officer?
Sir, I have closely seen the ITBP officers and the Jawans working there. However, I feel that as an administrator, I can better use my soft skills and potential as well as make a more larger ground level impact.
Very good, very good. And why this? Why do we need so many, what do you call, intermediary forces between our army and the state police?
So these para forces are specialized, and the area that they serve are and the functions that they serve are more specialized in nature. They are controlled by the Home Ministry. And so, for example, ITBP, the main role of ITBP is to man the Indo-Tibetan border that is there, the border with China also, and as well as the rescue operations. Similarly, sir, BSF is there and NSG is there. So these forces are more specialized and army is more general in nature.
Very good. And why particularly Tibet is always a kind of thorn on the flesh of India, despite of all the help India is doing it. Do you agree with my statement or you differ?
Sir, India's long border with Tibet and the situation of Tibet, the contestation, the situation in China regarding the administration of Tibet, it has been an issue for India since long.
Okay. And is it there are people who say India should not have supported Tibet and given asylum to Dalai Lama, because that was contrary to the agreement entered with the China in 58. So maybe as a student of UPSC, what is your view on that?
Sir, India believes in a rights-based approach and supports democracy. It does not agree that any big power can any big power can take over any small territory or any small leader. So that is why it granted asylum to Dalai Lama. And I think seeing the situation that was there and that time's geopolitical condition, I think India did the right thing.
Very good. So, if you put the India is having the same spirit, it should have gone for the aid of Zelensky, and Ukraine. But India now is keeping quiet. Does it mean that India changed its strategic policy in foreign affairs?
Sir, I could not hear the first part of your question.
So the idea, when there was a problem in Tibet, we rushed inside. You said, we wanted to uphold democracy, we want to uphold idealism, right? But same thing, if we are continuing the same policy, by this time India should have rushed to the help of Ukraine, particularly when Zelensky was thrown out by Trump. We should have done it, but we have not done it so far. No, we are keeping ourselves aloof and quiet. So, do you think that we have made a shift in our policy, foreign policy?
Sir, there are some different situations also. For example, Tibet was India's neighborhood. We share boundary with Tibet, so it was directly affecting India's interest. Similarly, in Ukraine's case, India has not sponsored or has not applauded the aggression that was there. It has always been on the side of peace. So India repeatedly reiterates that it promotes ceasefire. And apart from this, sir, yes, India's foreign policy has become more pragmatic over the years. So we keep our national interest to the core, and then we decide our foreign policy.
Because the 1950s, the India's stand was more. It has to protect itself, in between the line, because there was a tussle going on between that's most important, the Cold War.
Yes. Yes.
Between the two blocks, so it has to steer clear. And there was, the Tibet was also part of India. That's it. So part of the subcontinent. We cannot think of India without Tibet or Himalayas. So that was the reason. But today, things are all changed. We can't stick to the same policy. Applications of the policy will change. What you said is absolutely brilliant. That's why India, keeping off. And same is my another question is that India is also slowly dropping off its two-nation theory with regard to Israel and Palestine.
Sir, officially there has not been any statement of this sort. Officially, India still supports the two-state theory, the two-state solution. And if any progress is done in this regard, then India will definitely sponsor it. However, we have to wait and watch because the current geopolitics is in flux, and India will see in which direction it will stand.
Great. Now that today you would have seen in the newspaper that the European countries are all joining together, and including
Yes.
UK, right?
Yes.
So they are offering help and solace to this country, Ukraine. And is it not the right time to India also, join hands with them to show its solidarity?
Sir, Indian foreign policy does not believe in making allies rather than interest-based collaborations and friends that are there. So India does not see its benefit and its the general national interest in siding with any particular group. So that is why we are taking the more pragmatic approach and the peace-based solution.
Suppose now the critical minerals deal, which Trump is trying to force the plan with Ukraine. It's quite likely you will go through. We all understand it is not that difficult in international relations to do that. If he goes through that with the help of Russia, maybe Russia will be asked to take over all the countries, all the part that have been under its control for some times, right? So that may be a kind of a deal. But with this deal, my two questions: one, will the country, Ukraine will be benefited? Number one. Of course, I'm not going for moral, ethical questions. Number two, will India will be benefited?
So regarding your first question, the benefit that Ukraine might reap from this deal would depend on the actual clauses that would be there, the actual provisions of the deal that would be there. And I think Ukraine will sign the deal only when it also gets some benefit and it is not disbalanced. So that is yes, yet to be seen.
Already the agreement is 50% of the profit, 50% of the outcome will be go to the country.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Only 50% will that's a kind of a promise in the deal, right? So 50% will go to them. So automatically country will be developed. Otherwise, it's not going to get any aid now.
So, but then the issue of the security guarantee by USA that the European countries are wanting, that would also be there on the table if that deal is signed. And sir, regarding the benefit that India might accrue, sir, India has many defense and technological deals with USA. And if USA get hands on the critical minerals, so India might benefit from it.
Exactly. Because the spatial, geospatial, LAMUA, all those agreements, that will definitely we are automatically they are bound to share those critical minerals because we are
Yes.
running short of them, and
Yes.
the idea will be to hit Chinese hegemony over the critical minerals. Right?
Yes.
But recently, India has been seen very keen in or desperate in becoming to acquire or have what is called supply chain management with regard to critical minerals. Why this desperate?
Sir, as it is being seen that the future is AI and future is digital, so to produce the semiconductors and the other equipments, critical minerals are needed. And China actually positioned itself well in critical mineral mining as well as critical mineral processing and refining, which makes it indispensable for such global supply chains. So if India can also get its foot into the door, so it can benefit from it and become indispensable.
Very good. Can you tell me something about the India's critical minerals mission?
Yes, sir. Sir, India has launched a mission. However, I'm not sure of the specifics that are there of the
Yeah,
mission.
then there is no need for us to know. The broader contours are enough. Because for we always think writing mains is different. Right? There you need to have a certain input. Otherwise, it will look like you're writing a story. Here,
Yes,
you
sir.
can always make a story out of nothing, right? And we know about it. But then, the idea is that India has identified 30 minerals and rare earth material as critical. The criticality differs from place to place. So
Yes,
it
sir.
has now identified 30 in the last budget. The last budget, the mission was started. So you would have forgotten that, right? In the mission, they have just mentioned that exploring it, mining, then fabrication, designing. So various parts of this thing is there. Wherever it is possible, India should do it. Number one. Number two is to ensure its supply. Because we are about the Chinese what do you call unbreakable, I would call unbreakable dominance over critical minerals. So
Yes.
naturally it can happen anywhere, they can stop it. So we wanted to have what do you call supply resilience. So these are the two major objectives. I don't want to go into the kind of establish certain plans here and there, write FTA, address FTAs, and focus on that. These are all subclasses. Right? That's a mission has certain objective. Perhaps you will know what the broader outlines on that. Right? This is why I'm telling you is that sometimes we come up saying that I have forgotten. It doesn't come to our mind unless something like because you know everything, right? You not necessarily that the perfection should not stand in our way.
So, but my doubt regarding,
Best is the enemy of good.
pardon, sir?
Best is the enemy of good.
Yes, sir.
So sometimes I do agree. We need to give a very perfect answer as far as possible. But we don't know. We need not say that I don't know about it, sir. I have to go and read it. Something totally you are not aware. Something I'm asking about. What is this dark ocean, dark oxygen? Indeed, you don't know anything about it because it is very recent origin. Something somewhere it is there. Then you can say, sir, I'm not able to recollect. I had to read. Right? This is we are already discussing. So the mission, sir, I can easily presume that I'm not able to put nitty-gritty, but overall, this is the objective. This you can do. Why I'm telling you this, that many people tend to two mistakes they make normally. One is tend to give very long answers because they know it. That's not wanted. Because what I, as a board member, as a chairman, what I want is your particular word when it comes from you, because there is always subjectivity there within that objectivity. Many people we forget, right? So
Yes.
I am thinking in my mind as an army officer, as a former IAS, as a former IPS, or a current scientist, right? So I want to, when that comes from you, from your side, one word. Suppose I'm a security expert, I would have been very satisfied with your reply with regard to the need for such a force, right? Like that. So we need to address that particular. How do you do that? Is that it is something I always say, use keywords and bullet points. When invariably the answers are long, make it short. That's it. Make it into a bullet point. 1, 2, 3. We don't want to write mains exam, right? That's
Yes,
for
sir.
mains. There you'll have to, people begin with a, sir, this is the year that started, so and so started. Because that is all not required. It's a conversation.
Yes, sir.
And we are not going to asking, they are not asking you to give a lecture to them. There was a complaint from a student that I was not asked to, I was not even able to complete one full answer. And I said, there is no need for it. You are making a conversation. Why do you want to complete this thing? And so somehow I managed. And I said, that is wrong. Don't try to force throat them because they will be nice and kind to you. They cannot afford to say, no, you stop it, go for next one. But that will reflect in our performance because you are aware that these guys are, you already you attended last year, right?
Yes, sir.
Last year attended. You know. But normally we go that all the 5 are equal. No. The main person, key person is important.
Yes,
Because
sir.
I sat, I know that. So the other 4 guys are called advisors, not panel members. Only we call them as panel. UPSC gives them as an advisor. Means he is supposed to recommendatory in nature. He doesn't call he or she doesn't call the shots. So what happens,
Yes.
as soon as they come in the morning, they are ushered into a hall where they can grab a cup of coffee, tea. There they will, have all the newspapers, journals, all nature, sports, all papers will be spread. So when you are sipping the coffee, they will go through. Now you can understand where this kind of some kind of a question you never think about in your life comes from there. You will never think that kind of a question can be asked, right? This is how they try to ask because that is the way they are trained. Another thing, they do not have all the details about it. They have only sketchy detail on a single page.
Yes, sir.
So who has everything is the chairperson.
The chairperson.
Chairman. Yeah. The chairperson has it. The chairperson reads them out. That too, pretty well, you will simply, go through, you come from such and such place, your records are good, CBSE student, very good, very good. This is how, this is a way of, encouraging or breaking the ice. That was the idea they do it. After that, when we leave, what happens? Then somebody will say, sir, I could not even ask one question because time was out. Then I was able to ask only 2 questions. I couldn't ask. Either there can be a complaint from that side, or when he says, the chairman will say, they always speak in terms of percentages, UPSC type, right? They'll say 45%, 50%, 60%, like that. Then somebody will say, no, sir, she did very well. All my questions, she was understood in depth. The way in which he was talking about the foreign policy understanding is really good. And the lady member will come up and say, sir, her understanding of women issue. I think I would ask you, I would request you to give more marks. So the apportioning of the time and, keeping track of, that's why we are asked to keep track of their faces. Even if you are going something wrong, somebody will show in their faces as to why this lady is giving a wrong answer, not understood properly. They may even, they can come and help us. Many times it happens. They are supposed to do also. There is a midway correction. They'll say, no, the chairman wanted this, you are saying something else. That is how we get, thank you, sir. Then you take the lead and talk. So when they finally, when they talk about 60%, these guys will help. After 2 minutes, the entire thing, once the stamp is put, he makes such and such number, then it goes to the UPSC board, right, for final consideration. Perhaps you know about it, but still I am supposed to remind you at this point of time because you'll very shortly you'll be facing them. So
Yes.
most important thing is it's not a question of what all we know we wanted to tell. We have to tell what they want. That's all. What they want to tell you, best way is use these keywords. If you are going to use the technical jargons, keywords, wherever it is possible, if you are using the keyword, it's going to help you. As regards DAP is concerned, it is they expect you to have 100% knowledge wherever they want it. Like so storytelling, I can ask storytelling in 10 different manners. That you have to do your own exercise, right? What kind of storytelling questions can be asked, right? They can tell you about short stories from Hindi. Have you read short stories in some other language or translations of short stories? Will they have the same effect? Anything can be asked. So our idea is to be prepared to some extent, then leave it open-ended. As and when it comes, you can answer them. This will show that there is a preparation. That preparation will always happen. I also don't come without preparation. That's why I rechecked your this thing. That's why we take the tab, read them, prepare. Not that what all I know is going to be useful to you. Only what I prepare becomes what is known exclusively for you, right? For every candidate. That's the importance of one-on-one, right? Okay, very good. I think in between I am giving lectures so that you can catch them because at the end I can't keep everything and tell you. That's the difficulty.
Yes.
Yeah. Very good. Now, as a student of you are computer science, engineering, you have done it, and today the AI is taking new shapes. Recently, the quantum computing is making news.
Sir, you were stuck at quantum computing. Can you please repeat?
Yeah. I'm clear, right? I'm
Yes, sir.
audibility
Yes,
is
sir,
no
now
problem.
it's
Yeah.
audible.
Okay. I've been telling you there is when AI is developing on one side, this quantum computing is also now fastly picking up. And recently you would have seen qubits have been developed by two companies. So, by any chance you can recall them? What are their names?
Sir, Microsoft recently launched Majorana 1 quantum
Very,
computing chip.
yeah. One more.
Sir, quantum chip, the other company I am not aware
Yeah,
of, sir.
everybody developing. The another company has also now developed, right? Maybe it's all kind of a competition. No, everybody will be keeping it close to the chest.
Yes,
The
sir.
moment some company comes, immediately he will also show his progress that I am also equal to you. I have also done it, right? Okay, and today we are thinking in terms of in all states there are quite a lot of initiatives regarding not only this AI, regarding the cloud computing. So why cloud computing is also becoming important?
The cloud computing gives us access to a shared pool of computation resources as well as storage. So not every single user needs that much computational power at his own end. Rather, we can get the shared one. So it is more cost efficient also.
Yes. What are the other benefits of computer sharing?
Sir, benefits of sharing could be first could be the cost, second could be the computational power that we can access. So third could be the collaboration that different entities can do by sharing the servers, etc. So the fourth could be the ease of access to the resources by the people.
Yeah. So whatever you said is right. You can also add, the technology is fast changing everywhere. So the computing companies, cloud computing companies, so they will have a lot of expertise. So they will go for technology changes. We are not worried about it. Same is the case with the investment, right? When higher investment are there, they will do it on all of our behalf. Same is the case with the security issues. The security issues they will take care. As an individually, we will not be able to do it. Today, just like you used to have your SD cards, now you are going to have like that very shortly it will come. where you will have cloud computing, you have so much of storage within yourself, right? Okay,
Yes, sir.
when we are seeing this on one side, do you think the computer literacy, what we are giving, is in the colleges, in engineering college, is adequate enough?
So being a computer student myself, and I was from a state government college, so I could see the lacks that were there. We were not, the syllabus is not up to date with the changing environment that is there. For example, in artificial intelligence domain, we were taught only the theory part and no practical application was given. In the premier national institutes, for example, IITs and NITs, I think the situation is better, but a lot needs to be done in this regard.
Same is the case with almost all subjects, right? So now, where in the learning part, is it in a college and university, we are expected to only learn the basics, not go for too much of what is the requirement of the industry, or should we go for more concentration on skill set that are required by the industry? There is a kind of a dilemma is there. Yeah. Today also there is a article on that in Hindu, right? So what is your view on that? Is it concentrate on learning, little research, or it's going for developing skill set needed for the industry?
Sir, for any technological development and application, both the things are needed. For example, if someone wants to go in the field of research and development, then they need to know their theory part better. But recently, there has been a push by government also regarding industry academia linkage, because this is how we will solve the problems that are actually there in society by the computer application. Sir, I have, for example, worked in Engineers Without Border. It is an NGO where we use the engineering knowledge to actually solve the social problems. And skilling will also empower the engineers more, make them more employable, because for example, right now, not even half the engineers that India produces are employable. So the skilling part is definitely needed.
See, there are two things. Employability, yes, we can understand. Suppose you concentrate only on skill set, you can make 100% employable. But as and when the things are all changing, his knowledge base, if it is not there, then how will he be skilling or reskilling, upskilling may become a problem. That is what some people point out.
So a base knowledge definitely is needed, and that could be there in first and second year. However, since the from the third year and fourth year, more application based, more hands-on, and more internship based knowledge should be provided, and the skill should be given.
Now we are talking about health issues in India, particularly a place like Madhya Pradesh. The government need to concentrate, if need to concentrate on three things for women development, women health. I'm not going for overall development, health. What they should do.
So the first should be the menstrual hygiene. I have also worked in this domain, and it is still a taboo topic because of which women cannot get the adequate knowledge and the hygiene thing. So second would be the availability of gynecologists, especially in the rural areas. For example, the town I come from, there is not one gynecologist in my town. And so third would be regarding nutrition. Women are usually the ones who eat at the end in every household, and they do not get the adequate nutrition. So this should be focused upon.
Okay. You are generally you talked about when you're talking about health, you said there is a lack of nutrition for them because also they don't take adequate food, whatever is available. But that scenario may not be there in southern states and western states. So they are
Yes.
all that the hygiene, the openly they talk everywhere today, particularly in Tamil Nadu, Kerala. It's all become very. It's no longer a fancy or a taboo. So they talk very freely everywhere. Maybe that is why you see, so many complaints are coming up relating to harassment, whether it's a school, college. Maybe sometimes we think it's all maybe over exaggerated. Is it exaggerated? Is it women take unnecessary revenge on men? Even the Kerala High Court was pointing it out. Maybe there may be a case, but here, when particularly in the POCSO, they are not that kind of a stage where they are trying to take revenge. If you are 30, 40 married, then it is different. So, right here, the kind of awareness is very high in our state. Maybe that is why we are coming up with a lot of questions. My question, going back to the health factors, can you mention about a few problems the women face in the health sector? Because as I said, there is a subjectivity. I have something in my mind that has not come.
Sir, in general, it is found that women's the particular health issues that women face, they are not well researched upon and not well diagnosed often. Uh, Sir, yes, in southern states the situation is different, but in the rural areas and the northern states, the women also get lesser access to healthcare because they have to travel to the tertiary healthcare center, for example, and it is not.
Okay. What I expected, I have to tell you, because they may not tell you that, but my expected anemia.
Yes, sir.
You have studied NFHS, right? And
Yes, sir.
48% of women are under anemic range.
Yes,
Definitely,
sir.
anemia will be worse than other states compared, particularly in the central states,
Yes,
UP,
sir.
MP, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh. You will have certainly have a problem. Then there is a what do you call height and weight issue, child wasting and stunting. So don't you think that if we address them, we'll get better children? We'll be having a better woman, so she gets a better child. The entire cycle
Yes,
we
sir.
break and come back.
Yes, sir, definitely. We can break the vicious cycle of health, poverty, lack of employment, etc. That is there by improving the nutrition of women. And the government of India presently is also doing this by various missions. For example, Poshan Abhiyan.
Suppose if you are there in a district as a collector, and that's what you aspire for, right? So you imagine the situational question. There is you wanted to bring in what is known as a 100% institutional delivery. Forget a place like your city where you don't have gynecology. I'm talking about a place where you do have them, right? At least in the nearest centers, you have the both private and government facilities are available. How do you ensure that 100% institutional deliveries are done? I want to be a little more imaginative, use technologies.
Sir, at first, when I'm posted in a new place, I will like to take a survey of the reasons why the institution delivery is low and what is the present data. Sir, I will hold a meeting with the ASHA, the ANM, and the other women doctors that are there, why the women are not coming to institutions. Sir, apart from this, I'll see if the implementation of the government schemes, for example, Matru Vandana Yojana, etc., that are there, which also provide the financial incentive to women to come to the institutional delivery thing. Sir, then to generate awareness among them, I will take help of the workers like ASHA and Anganwadi workers. I will also use social media and disseminate the messages through Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram, the benefits of institutional delivery and the losses if it is not given. Such case studies could also be spread. And the women who have had successful institutional deliveries, especially the difficult ones, they can also be the message bearers for this.
Right. What is the average level of institutional delivery in Madhya Pradesh as a state?
Sir, at all
Where,
India level, it is 88% and
yeah,
Madhya Pradesh is lower than this. I am
yeah,
not sure of the
yeah, you
exact
can
difference.
say it's better. You can give the trend. No, we don't want to give you the exact strategy because they are all shifting ones. So next year it will shift or change. So it will be definitely lesser than the national average. In
Yes,
Tamil
sir.
Nadu, it is 97%. So my job will be very easier if I'm there again posted as a collector. My job will be there. Okay, I just wanted to make your perspective is now you are given a perspective. Everybody almost give the same type. I'll have a meeting of ASHA workers. I will call the religious leader. I will call, right? So don't you think when I ask the same question from 10 people, all the 10 give me the same this thing? Don't I put all the 10 under the same average bracket? Is it true or not?
Yes, sir. In
Yeah,
general,
yeah,
the issue.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll explain. So this is how we normally explain. If you little more kind of imaginative, you take what do you call? You studied computer science. You worked in the field, a little idea about the women's hygiene, and you can say, sir, as a district collector, first of all I'll collect the data. Data is the new oil, right? You collect the data of women who are in the different stages of pregnancy. Then
Yes.
I'll see whether they have been enrolled already into the Matru Vandana or any other scheme that is available in a particular district and district center. Then I will ensure we'll create a dashboard. Is it possible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Why you are not telling that? So that's a kind of a novel idea should come up. It may not be practically possible. I don't worry about it. Nothing was possible earlier. Today, everything is possible.
Yes, sir.
Like scientific fiction. So you can say I can create a dashboard. So I will know that total number of people who are brought under the scheme, who are not being brought under the scheme. Then I can make a flying squads. So they will make a visit because you can't do it. Many people they think they can do all pervasive work. Not possible, right? Then you know how to plan it. Then I send these flying squad. They will go to the particular village or particular person. We'll find out why they have not been brought in, and we'll address all the issues one by one. So just by sitting across the computer, once in a day, I spend about half an hour. Maybe, sir, within another 3-4 months, I'll make it 100% institutional delivery in my district. Okay, what happens to me, a person like me? Okay, here is a highly creative collector. You will do it. When you go there, you will do it. But only thing is, even imagining yourself as a collector, how will you do? Right? Normally, we don't look at the newspaper, right? Collector convening the meeting, chief minister convening the meeting. That's a normal form. Anywhere you go to conduct, anyhow, ASHA workers are there under you. But remember, it's simply because numbers in bureaucracy does not translate into performance. More the numbers, worse the performance. Perhaps you'll know from your MP experience, right? They themselves do not have motivation, no knowledge, right? They don't have interest. There's a lot of corruption. That you can say, sir, I'll try to eliminate corruption in that particular area. You will tell, you do anywhere something, but if you do something wrong in this, then you immediately take 2 people, butcher them, suspend them. Then, things changes. They understand that they cannot lay their hands in this kind of a scheme. This is how sometimes you need to do it, right? So I'm telling you, this is not exactly everybody will be expecting, but you can go little, off the track.
Yes.
Otherwise, you are always traveling in the beaten track. This question, same answer will come. So that's the idea. Now it is for you to revamp your own answers with a different. How can I say this little differently from others? I can't say Mahatma Gandhi is born in Australia. He was fighting for the freedom of Sri Lanka. That is wrong. Factually, you can't do it. But this kind of how to employ. Like today, AI also has come, right? And the AI is there. AI, I don't know how it can employ AI. Everybody has got their own experience. Like that, from your own knowledge, experience, that you can tell. Well, coming back to your anthropology, who is your favorite anthropologist?
Sir, my favorite anthropologist would be S.C. Roy, sir. He was one of the earliest anthropologists in India, and a lot of the new generation was inspired from him. And apart from this, sir, he worked in almost all domains of anthropology, and he advocated for the tribals of the Eastern India also.
When we mean anthropology, there was a lot of, focus only on tribals. Why?
Sir, when anthropology began as a discipline, it was different from sociology in the context that sociology focused on the industrial and the mainstream societies, while anthropologists tried to take as much data as possible from the tribal societies, which were very rapidly changing. But now that we have taken such data, so now anthropology is also shifting towards the mainstream, and we are merging with sociology in these domains. We are also studying the family, household, etc.
You know about the street food. Everybody is fond of street food when you go to Delhi, some other place, right? The street food. Is the street food in any way connected with the TK, traditional knowledge?
Sir, if I can make the connections on the spot. So yes, the street food that are there from the different cultures. For example, recently I visited the Adi Mahotsav, and there I tasted kui chutney and other delicacies that were there from some communities. So their traditional knowledge plays a part in this, the way they prepare the ingredients and the food.
Good. Because yesterday I've been asking a candidate on this, there I developed certain new ideas. When I went through, I made a new ideas. Tourism is not developed in Madhya Pradesh because Madhya Pradesh is not having adequate tourist site. Am I right?
Sir, Madhya Pradesh has a lot to offer in the field of tourism. However, the initiatives that have been taken, they have not been that fruitful. In fact, Madhya Pradesh has both kind of tourism. We have the potential for ecotourism also because we have so many national parks and one of the largest forests in the country, as well as we have the potential for cultural tourism also. For example, we have the Sindhya Fort or the Khajuraho. We have temples from Khajuraho. Apart from this, we have archaeological sites also. For example, Bhimbetka. So we have one of the greatest potential I feel in the field of tourism, but much needs to be done in this regard.
If you go and ask some 10 tourists, nobody will be knowing anything about the tourist places in Madhya Pradesh. Bhimbetka
Yes,
is something, where you will spend 2 days or 3 days if you are really having some idea. It's all going to change your very perspective of life. Bhimbetka, right? But how many people are there? You would have seen very hardly. You will see most of them are from the foreign travel. They
Yes,
know
sir.
somewhere from their studies, they come here. So something like that. Maybe the lack of infrastructure, safe uh, stay houses, all those things. Maybe perhaps the tourism need to look into it. Now that you are interested in tourism, let us forget about the state tourism. Your own interest in tourism. Why one should be interested in tourism and why should we travel?
So traveling gives us the exposure of the world. If we live in a particular place, we will not know how the other people think and how the other people function. So via traveling, we can look into the minds of the other people that are there. We can learn more for cultures. We can, in fact, in anthropology, we argue about cultural relativism. And if someone travels, they can see that every culture is different and every context is different. We can become more tolerant also. Apart from this, sir, it is a great activity for recreation. It breaks the monotony of life and give and recharges us to continue with our daily work again.
Very good, very good. And about travel, you are visiting tourist places, but mere travel sometimes give you certain things.
Yes, sir. It is said that sometimes the journey is more beautiful than the destination. So I personally enjoy when I travel by a road or by train because we look out, we can actually see the landscapes changing. We can see how there is diversity and unity in India, for example. So it also gives us some time to think about ourselves and about our life and contemplate.
Yeah, I always say travel teaches tolerance.
Yes, sir.
Travel teaches tradition.
Yes, sir.
Travel teaches nature.
Yes, sir. This is beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. This is how you need to what do you call certain things like nature, something where you eulogize them. You make awe feeling. You cannot create it with regard to your health issues. This is the kind of a hobbies when you talk. You make it a kind of why you love that, right? That passion that should be very strong. That need to be created. And painting is your another hobby. Is it you do a color painting?
Yes, sir. I am exploring cubism painting right now. So
Okay,
I use colors, acrylic colors for it.
acrylic colors. Very good.
Yes.
In acrylic colors, today the usage of color exhibits one's personality, they say. Is it true?
Yes, sir. The choice of colors definitely speaks up about our mindset. For example, when we are happy, I would personally, when I am happy, I would love to paint with the bright colors and the happy colors. And when I am not feeling so good, I will use the darker shades, the muted tones. So it is a window into the minds of our.
Now I'm getting new idea about happy colors. How do you, what are the colors? Can you mention some three colors and what kind of mood it creates?
So the green colors are related to the peace because when we go out in the nature, that green also gives us peace. Uh, so red color creates excitement, and so blue color for me, the royal blue color exhibits the lavishness of life, and the darker of blues speak about the gloominess of life.
Beautiful. About, you are fond of reading, isn't it? You read short stories.
Yes, sir, I read them, but generally I prefer to listen to them nowadays.
Listen on podcast, listening on the podcast. Is there a difference between reading and listening to the short story?
Yes, sir. The medium that we use for it creates a different image in our mind. For example, when we are reading, we ourselves imagine the emotions that are there. However, when we are listening to it, the modulation of the narrator's voice guides our emotion more, and then we create the visual picture that is there. So the way we interpret also, sometimes when we read, we can interpret different emotions and the different interpretation we can have, but a narration can guide us through the better emotional interpretation.
Very good. Yeah, I read short stories for the simple purpose of my paucity of time, or I don't want to spend more time. How do you look at me as a person?
So definitely in today's busy life, we cannot sometimes make time to read the entire novel in a go. And when the breaks are there, so it creates a disruption of the flow. So this is where short stories come handy. And I think this is also a great way to enjoy literature if we don't have time. And the listening thing also I do, because while listening to the stories, I can do other things when I am traveling in the metro or when I'm doing some chores.
Very good. Who is your favorite short story writer?
Sir, there are many writers, but the ones that whose stories move me the most would be Premchand. But sir, I love to listen to many indigenous writers also, who come from every corner of the country.
Have you ever tried to write a short story?
Sir, I tried my hand in childhood, but in the last few years, I have not. I did not get the opportunity.
This is very clear that we are more creative, more idealistic, more passionate when we are a child.
Yes, sir, we are more unbounded as a child.
So most of them we lose the track as and when we go to schools and colleges with more loads of work. Anyway, short stories have certain specific qualities. Can you tell me some 3 qualities that short stories must necessarily have? You can write in any way short story, but ideal short stories should have 2-3 qualities.
The short story usually span over a particular event in someone's life. They have less number of characters, and usually there is a message associated with a short story, which might not be the case with a big novel.
Very good. And what is your father?
Sir, he's a businessman.
He's a businessman. Okay. The logistics in India, the national logistic policy. But we speak so much about it, but very little has been done. Right? Why we are not able to bring down the logistic cost?
Sir, the supply chain is in India is not well integrated. And at present, most of the logistics travel via road. However, the cheaper mediums are railways and waterways. The waterways in India are not developed, sometimes due to the terrain or sometimes due to the paucity of infrastructure. So if we solve this issue, a lot better could be done. Apart from this, cold storage is also not developed in India. So this can also help in bringing down the cost.
And today we'll find the space technology. India is utilizing most of its lot of resources in space technology. There is a complaint when you are not addressing the basic poverty, but you are spending a lot of money on space technology. So how do you look at this? Is that complaint correct?
Sir, actually, the expenditure that is there on space directly and indirectly helps in solving the ground problems. For example, if there are some experiments conducted in the International Space Station regarding agriculture, so it could be used here. For healthcare, they see how the environment of space impact human beings, the telomere length, etc. So apart from this, for example, recently the Starlink satellite. So it will provide the remote connectivity in the villages and during natural disasters. So all this is possible because of the investment in space sector.
Maybe perhaps you already you are expecting Elon Musk to come to India. I'll also welcome him, because there is no other option today. When Elon Musk is sent by Trump, we have to receive him. So that's the reality. Okay.
Yes.
One more question, because it's basically in agriculture state. What is the problem for the governments, state and the center, to legalize the MSP?
Sir, the first is definitely the cost on the exchequer that would be there. It would be huge if we make it a legal obligation. Sir, second is the benefit from MSP. Only a handful of farmers from the original Green Revolution states are benefiting from it. So it can be disproportionate. And sir, the MSPs usually goes to the grains, for example, rice and wheat. And this could also encourage the monoculture. And right now, government is trying to diversify the crop pattern in India.
This is what it could visualize. What you have said is perfectly right, right? But I will now. I will tell you. If you ask me, what is the question? Ask me.
So, what are the issues with legalizing MSP by the states and center?
Number one is the finance, heavy burden on the financial exchequer. Number two, the government will not have the wherewithal to procure all the produce that is been prepared.
Yes.
Number three, there will be no storage. There will be no movement places. Government will have no energy to convert paddy into rice. Then it will be disturbing the entire internal market. The internal market will be disturbed. Then even export market will be badly sick. And the most important is that we will be put in an amber box under AOA by WTO.
Yes.
So this is not desirable and it is also impossible. But the government may think in terms of providing compensation in some other form. Only when it is asked what type of a compensation can be given, you can say about what Haryana is doing. They are trying to reimburse the differential cost. But this kind of a reimbursement payment is good for politicians for obvious reasons, right? Centralizing all those things, they are always happy because they can take a chunk of it. Of course, that we cannot tell in a meeting, but you can say, sir, that whatever we do it also tends to create some corrupt practices. It requires quite a lot of proper regulatory mechanism to ensure it reaches them. Well, I think we have done almost an hour, right? We'll stop with this. And we had a very nice time, rather. And now it's your doubt clearances.
So, what is your review about my performance?
Yeah, so I'll go to, because there's no doubt from your side to ask for.
Sir, I have doubt. For example, if I sometimes what happens is I get stuck if I know little about something and still I say it, then they go deeper into the topic in the mock interviews. So, sir, how to get out of such situations?
Very good, very good. No situation is something unique for us. Everybody have either I give a feedback and the normal feedback from your side, all plus point. Knowledge, your way communication, your language, whatever you see, your what you call your body language, everything is good. You cannot change personality overnight. What we are trying to do is just polish. People will try to say you are nodding too much your head, you're raising your hand, your voice is higher. All those things are they want to say something, so they're saying. Don't take them, throw them out. That's from your mind. What is required is most important, the timing. How much time you take in answering them and how accurate you can be is 2 points. That is why I wanted you to use more of keywords. Bullet points. That will help you to tell more information in less time. So my suggestion is again suggestion to restrict to 50 to 60 seconds. Any answer. Don't try to give. For example, your own with MSP. You are harping on only one point.
Yes, sir.
That's all. So that becomes where we are not properly been trained. The mind goes randomly thinking around the same point. That's naturally how we write our mains examination. Some people write 250 words. When we go through, we'll see the same point, right? So we try to avoid that particular type of tendency. How you do it? By practice. You tell your mind, you tell your brain, see you are doing this mistake, correct it, right? Then automatically it makes changes. It doesn't mean that we don't have an academy go there and study for all these things. That is why we have put you at the last moment, because our brain is a beautiful machine, right? If you tell you how to do it, it will do. Definitely our neurons are under our control. So do it. You tell your brain, listen to me. This is the way you have to answer. Then you try. Then make some few more, take some question. Record yourself. You can see how long you're going, how short you're doing it. That kind of a self-correction is the best way for an UPSC student, rather than whatever been taught from outside. That's why I went not for a general questions that are all asked. I went for too many questions that nobody would be asking for. If you come to me
Yes.
next time, I won't ask this question. So the idea is more to make a conversation, not to bring in what you call the question that can be asked. People will say this is the kind of a question they will ask. It comes in by chance. You know the science
Yes,
of
sir.
statistics, right? Prob and stat. Like that it happens. But what we prepare is that we are preparing ourselves to answer any question. So that is number one. Number two will be that in-depth knowledge. When we are asking about health, you are talking generally about nutrition, lack of time. This is how our mind gets, prejudiced by your text that you are reading. Leave the text. I don't want you to repeat what is there in the text, what is there in the newspaper, what is there in your mind. How you look at this, how your mind is processing that data, right? If you are saying why the tourism is not there, everybody, that's why I'm saying don't tell the same repeated answers. Then you can, now you think a little differently with regard to short stories, with regard to your painting, then you can tell them. Now, I was asking about the color. Somebody will go from there to color revolution. What is a color revolution in politics, right? Then you can talk about the color revolution. This is how you can do it, right? And I think I'll rate you straight away as one of the very best and potential candidates. See, there are two ways of doing it. Number one is the objective assessment. Then my one desire that I always desire that people should do well. That's my desire. So my objective assessment is that you should be able to get 180 out of 200. It should be easily you can do it. Making some
180, sir.
180
Yes, sir.
with a plus of 10, right? But I aspire, I wish as your senior, I wish you get 200.
Yes, sir.
So the choice is in between 180 and 200. It is for you to do it. I don't know what is your last mark. Forget about it. Every experience is new. So forget about it. You are starting with a new clean slate. Whatever now we have discussed today, make it as a kind of a, what do you call, you are changing the mindset. You are changing your brain setting. Then you say, this is the way I wanted to answer. When you don't know anything about it, like I said, the dark oxygen. It is an oxygen that is found in the ocean 6,000 feet below from the metallic nodules. Right? If we do not know, it is okay. Absolutely, there is nothing wrong. Then you can say, but not in a general, what is your opinion and all that type. You can give a better take. What is your take? You can give a better this thing. Don't hesitate to criticize the government. It's not a criticism, but it should be like, sir, there are some shortcomings in the program. Don't criticize any individual. You say that this way, I think, sir, we need to have a different way of looking this issue. I have a different feeling towards this issue. That's the polished way of dealing it. And as you said, we should thinking on standing. That is what I always call. When there is a problem in a village, you don't go to the red book, blue book. You don't call your bunch of officers there, chief secretary, everybody to discuss. You have to take a decision on the spot. This they try. How best you do it? Are you like run of the mill? Are you a little more creative? Are you a person who has that attitude, who has that civil servantly qualities? Then, skill set, don't worry. That we'll send it to Labasta. That we send it about district, we'll send it to the district. That molds you. But I can't create your creativity, I can't do it in Labasta. Right? This is the expectation. That's why I'm trying to put the entire thing. And I think the number you are given, you have WhatsApp on that?
Sorry, sir?
Your number, it has WhatsApp on that? Mobile number?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll send you some 20, 30 PDF files that I have done. Right? The idea is go through them, have an idea. Something may have factual content, something will have perspective. Like I would have written about 2-language formula and 3-language formula, not about an historical context as to how to handle it. You can say yes, you can say no. But how you can say yes, how you can substantiate it. That's the difference that you make, right? So I think I will do that. I'll put you in my group. It is not a group, it is a individually I'll do this. And in future, when is your interview?
So 15th of April.
Yeah. In between, you wanted to kind of ask for any doubt.
Yes,
Anything.
sir.
Then you can message me, voice message. That's the best to save time. I'll also reply you back. And I also prepare what is this known as your short stories, about short stories. I'll prepare, I'll send a note to you. That is as a special gift, so that you will see how sometimes different perspectives are there. Right. Now I think the feedback is enough. This is enough. We have spoken at large. It's one of the best conversations I had. I would like to motivate you to that. You can do it.
Thank you so much, sir.
All the best. Now your feedback time.
Sir, the questions that you asked were actually, these questions were not asked to me anywhere. So they were, and the flow was very organic. For example, no one asked me about Tibet and Dalai Lama issue connected to the ITBP school. So, and the time that you have given, it was also very good. I don't find any improvement in it. I can't suggest anything better than this. In fact, I would love to avail another session later down the line with you.
It was useful to you?
Yes, sir, it was very useful. One of the most useful one-to-one sessions I had.
Thank you very much. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.